Okay, there we go. Did you put mic or recorder? I appreciate that.
Okay, guys, they're walking up.
Hello, everybody.
Hi.
You guys can step closer if you want. We don't bite. Hi there. Obviously, Chief, and we also have Assistant Chief Amanda McMillan and Captain Jason Jones of Central Precinct. Obviously, downtown is his precinct, so we want to be out here as well. I'll just run you through the timeline real quick, and then we'll have some remarks from Chief and do some Q&A, but obviously this is very early on in the investigation, so we won't be able to say a whole lot, but we'll see what we can share. I will start by telling you at 3:25 or 3:29 this afternoon, Central Precinct officers responded to reports of a shooting in the area of Southwest 10th and Yamhill, right here in downtown Portland near the library. When officers arrived, they located an adult male who had been shot and was seriously injured. Medics were on scene pretty quickly and transported that individual to the hospital where he was pronounced deceased. In the meantime, responding officers did identify a suspect based on camera footage and based on witness statements. And after identifying and locating that suspect, they got into a foot pursuit. And within 5 minutes of the shooting at 3:34 this afternoon, we located the suspect in the area of 4th and Alder, and we challenged him. And within another 5 minutes, so at 3:39 p.m., the individual was in custody, and he is now being transported to the precinct where he'll be questioned by detectives. With that, I'll turn it over to Chief Day for some remarks.
Thanks, Mike. Thanks. So I walked up here from the Justice Center because I love this city, and I love being able to go through the park. I love to be with the community. I love to see the city and the vibrancy of it. But I'm saddened and angry that once again a conversation about the loss of life. We talk about the sanctity of life and the significance of it. And the Police Bureau once again demonstrated great response and great bravery today, as Mike already mentioned. You know, locating the suspect, managing the crime scene, administering aid to the victim, while also making sure that we make an arrest in this case. And I couldn't be more proud of the Portland police officers. And we have spent a tremendous amount of time and energy downtown improving and working with our community partners, working with the county on this block in particular. The mayor and I have spoken today. He's aware of this. We're committed to reclaiming our public spaces. It is essential. We have to do better, and we will.
Any questions?
This was maybe I don't know what number shooting this is. We had several over the weekend, Friday into Saturday morning. If you could speak to if this is maybe setting the tone for the summer months. I know, the sun gets out, it gets warmer, people are more active outside. Are you concerned that this could be a common trend throughout the summer in the Rose City?
Well, we have spoken before about the increased amount of activity we see in the summertime. That is across the board traditional, and it's actually a byproduct of what we're trying to achieve, which is increased amount of community participation in the public space. So there is a bit of an irony there that when we bring more people together, there is a higher risk of conflict. But I still am committed to believing in the numbers support that we're still managing that conflict at a relatively low level. Our homicide numbers are still less than they were last year. We're making a number of arrests, clearing a number of cases. And our focus intervention team and our effort around gun violence, we're still very much resolved to keeping those numbers low. But we anticipate an increased number of events as the summer comes along because of the increased activity, but I don't believe that this is an indication of what we're going to see, over the next 60, 90, 180 days, whatever it might be.
Chief, you just had a witness, talk about the response. Some might kind of shaking his head there. If you want to talk about that, this is obviously a very busy area. I know it can be a little bit sometimes challenging for officers to get into. Can you talk about the initial response?
Go ahead.
Can I? Yeah. Obviously, emotions are high. He was shouting, and rightfully so. Maybe he knew someone involved in this, but what he was shouting was inaccurate. The timeline was 3:29, time of shooting. We were on scene within minutes, and the suspect was in custody at 3:39, so within 10 minutes. The individual was transported quickly as possible and was pronounced deceased at the scene.
Obviously, you guys are still investigating, but do you have any idea or, something that you can share about how this may have started as far as the shooting? Any reports that, or that you've heard from witnesses about how this happened?
Yeah, we're still gathering that information at this time. Whether or not there was prior contact and all those things will be vetted out during the course of the investigation. Right now there is no more risk to the public. We do have the suspect in custody. We're confident of that at this point. So we just have to let the investigation play out. We'll share more information, tonight or tomorrow when we have that.
And lastly, just because you were asking about numbers, and I know you guys will follow up, this is our 18th homicide of the year, and at this time last year, we had 35. Obviously, that's trending in the right direction, but one life is one too many, and we continue to address gun violence, whether it's the Focus Intervention Team, whether it's the Enhanced Community Safety Team, our partners at Ceasefire and Office of Violence Prevention. We continue to take gun violence extremely seriously.
Could you maybe speak to why the number is much lower than last year? It's almost, half? Maybe speak to what's worked and what hasn't worked, if you can.
Yeah, I think one of the things we're seeing, and Mike just highlighted, is our increased partnerships are making a difference, right? We have, as mentioned, Ceasefire, Office of Violence Prevention. We are working more collaboratively with people with lived experience that are in that space. And so I think we're able to interdict earlier, provide options for people other than resulting to violence, mentoring programs, but also increased enforcement. Last year, Portland Police Bureau seized more firearms than Seattle or Oakland. So, we are still very much engaged in enforcement and interrupting this behavior through arrest and through gun seizures. So I think combination of all of that, commitment by the city and the mayor's office to really make this a priority has produced the results that we're hoping we'll continue to see.
And last thing I'll say just on that point is just earlier today we released some information regarding an arrest connected to a shooting back in March. We took an individual into custody for attempted murder. We seized a gun. So it's that sort of work that contributes to these lower numbers we're seeing. But again, one life is one too many, and we'll continue to work in the space. Thank you.
We did have several witnesses to the shooting, and I also heard someone administered first aid on the scene.
That's information we're not privy to quite yet, but that wouldn't surprise me. I mean, Portlanders jumping into action. That's incredible, and I'm sure our detectives will be learning more, and we'll learn more too. We just wanted to come up and speak with you as soon as we could. So,
what about the identity of the suspect? Are you able to provide any?
Hopefully later today I can. Yeah. Thank you all. Appreciate it.
Thank you for your time.
Appreciate
Thank you.
it. Thanks.
Fatal season. Yeah. A couple hours ago. Thank you.
Was there multiple people?